Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Welcome to your February 2026 tarot message. So, you guys have this wonderful energy that shows that you're looking into the reset energy. You're focusing on the root of matters, the heart of matters as well. But that you're optimizing and balancing, the energy of the base or root chakra in red. You have this quantum code that may assist you 1323 251. Remembering that the spaces between the codes is very important. If you would like to write them down along with your name and your birthday, you can burn it. You can even put it on a red candle in this matter. It may help and assist you if you would like to. Okay. But at the beginning of the month, I just feel like you're really interested in a restart, and it's going to be working very well for you to reinvigorate your energy, maybe even transmuting the energy of anger or aggression if it comes into you, or if somebody even wants to welcome you in with love and you're wanting to protect yourself, but also be open to new aspects, maybe even starting something new. Okay. Be mindful here that I am getting that some of you guys may even have a gravitational pull to different energies and callings in your life. Okay. But the next one says to easily identify the energy signature of another. Okay. Maybe you're trying to distinguish who is doing what because you have the nine of charisma here. So I wouldn't be surprised that a lot of you guys are in the period of wish fulfillment. You could be very attractive. A lot of people could be really intrigued by a lot of ideas or endeavors that you have going for you, and you could be in that energy of leadership. Okay. So I definitely get here, that energy of you being very grounded, you being the person here that has to make sure that you are coming through as your best self. You are the ultimate leader for yourself. Okay. There's going to be a diplomatic meeting or matter that comes through that you want to make sure that you are very awake for, even cheerful towards. Okay, because I feel like your alertness during this time, it feels like maybe some people here might be older or a bit of a bore, or sometimes, they may need coffee in order to get themselves going. It feels like there's going to be this energy shift of wanting to encourage these individuals to get going. All right. That shift with the nine of charisma being nine of cups here, the water energy. I feel here that you may even be encouraging an energy of fluidity. This could be coffee too, but don't get me wrong. I feel like there's some other things that you may be doing or encouraging, or somebody may even, put a referral, towards you or something like that. All right. And to easily identify the energy signature of another, I did not tell you this code, but it is 56, 78, 321. Okay. And this can help you in a multitude of ways. And I feel like this is going to help you a whole lot with distinguishing what's yours and what's not. But also, like I said, when it came to love and companionship, you want to know who's attracting you and coming towards you, and also what's yours and what's not yours. It may be easier for you to distinguish what that energy is. Okay. And what you're invoking, because I do get this vibration here that you may have, you may be healing wounds from a lot of damage in which somebody has caused. Okay. And I do also feel here that you have been recovering from being misrepresented, Gemini, in some way, shape, or form. It matters. Okay. I am also getting that some of you guys here, you may have a situation where you dealt with a widowers like energy. I don't know if that's how you felt about the situation or how somebody feels about the situation, but with the seven of charisma in the reverse, I am getting this vibration here that is about somebody who is getting out of illusion, getting, untrapped, or somebody who's illusion that wanted to trap you. It's like it's falling apart. This plan, I feel like, is clearly seen through and shown. Okay, so if you dealt with a lot of manipulation when it came to a person that you connected with or dealt with, slept beside, and maybe you had to have a lot of compassion, choose solace when it came to how you dealt with circumstances instead of choosing grief or choosing anger, sadness, depression, and things like that. You may have chose to go to a higher calling or a deeply rooted religious, spiritual, traditional, or not belief system here in order to gain a sense of balance, a sense of reciprocity, a sense of not losing control over what matters. Okay, so you formulated a plan for yourself, and I feel like that's what's going to come through here, is that you're invoking some of the tool work, some of the things that somebody encouraged onto you. Okay, and it's going to help you a whole lot. You could be doing this in the evening. Some of you guys may even be inclined to maybe review some things in the early morning if you're getting your rest right, and you like to wake up early in the morning, or depending on how you operate and maneuver. But it says there are lessons being offered to you: wisdom, intelligence, and learning. Okay, so this is about you taking things slow, you recognizing what's meant to come in, being perceptive as well as receptive to what's the true point of things, the true aspect of things. Some of you guys, you like, if you're studying with someone here, I am picking up, Gemini, that you may learn that one of your lecturers or guiders and things like that, they may have taught you more of an important life lesson, more so than something with statistics. Let's say they were an instructor there or something. Okay, but there's something here with a point that they may have carried, a quote even, or a book, something there where they relate something that may have had more significance to you or will. Okay, and with the devil in the reverse here, and you have the tower, um, Capricorn and Scorpio, but Scorpio is chosen in this dynamic here. I'm feeling here that this is about you choosing to purge away that toxic energy that did not serve you, but it disrupted you instead. I'm also getting here the energy of somebody who is more so, even if they are meant to have success, divinity is the utmost importance. Okay, the guidance of God, Allah, that wisdom here. Okay, and so you're dealing with someone or coming into connection or unionship with someone who has chosen that, like you. Okay, and I feel here that what's happening is that you too may have or carry a family lineage where a lot of people may have um, had to reconcile, find love again, or something like that. But I feel here that you are deliberately over the misconceptions and mistrials that you've, been able to confide in, since learning about the truth of matters when things are different for you. When somebody really isn't of the most high, they carry themselves in a form of deviance, or they have something here with bad forms of addictions where they're not coping, they're not showing forms of improvement, they're not wanting to put in an effort, and you cannot keep sitting around. Okay, because it's caused, or you've seen visible changes that shows that this is not going to improve. There's not going to be this ability to stand up for oneself, and maybe they've even um, deteriorated other means when it came to their future. Okay, so you had to stop something. And so what happens here is that you get out of the commotion that you have to keep dealing with that situation or circumstance here. You may even be choosing peace instead of deliberately arguing when it comes to something that was supposed to be a lecture or a Socratic seminar with a person here, recognizing that the grievance is too much and you again are purging. And when somebody tries to keep entering in as you're purging out, you're recognizing that this person is resisting the process yet again. It could relate to someone here who carries Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio placements, or better yet, it may be the trigger as to why a King of Cups in the upright enters in, from an emotionally heartfelt place in space. You have a very healthy balance here, Gemini, in your life, a profound change here that is coming in for you. And you are integral in spite of what someone wants to believe, especially if you have indifferences here, because I am picking up on this energy of rude awakenings. People who have holy matrimonies that are coming together as they are purging together, they are coming closer in union. But there's also a group of you who are in separation, and you have somebody here who has been wanting to control time in your life. Like that's the only goal. They wanted to take you out, like deliberately, and in old age. Okay, and they may have even started in youth. Okay, with the magician and the reversed. Okay, like that's deliberately taking somebody's power away, their gift away, because they feel like they've already lost it or that they're not divine. This is somebody who wouldn't recognize it because they are in this energy of dark occultic kind of practices, or they call on these things because they feel like they have no grip left in anything else, because nothing else is really working. Okay, take that as it resonates, because you're going to be coming across somebody here upon your journey here. An upcoming trip will be life changing. Travel, journey, vacation, and progress. This could even be a signal or a sign or symbolism of who this person is, what they like to cause, the commotion in which they like to cause, the chaos and things like that. Okay, as you're trying to heal, you're practicing with your boundaries, distinction, maybe even distinguishing this person's energy pattern or the root of what they're trying to do, with empathy, fragility, touch, shedding, and growth. Be careful. I am seeing somebody who is at risk for really bad exposure of things, and they have been trying to give this to you on purpose. Even engaging in affairs or things like that with people that they knew were progressively getting worse to give you something at points in time. And this is why you emphasize or reiterate the significance and importance of your health, your well-being, your stability, that lotus flower being the prominent thing that comes through here, Gemini, to keep you focused. Also here, we do have that energy here, forget me not. Forget not the future and what you're going towards, what you're here for, what you're meant for, to maneuver forward. I feel like this first half, as you get closer to the 11th and the 12th, you may get closer in your faith. You may get stronger in your might or your power, because you have the death in the reverse. You have an energy here yet again of somebody here who is wanting to be around you, work around you, that is trying to sneak into your affairs, the private ones, the ones that they're not supposed to have access to. And with the high priestess, you're having these downloads, these awakenings here, these things that make you wonder, like, is this from the promiscuous state, or is this from the state of truth? It's from the state of truth. Is to evaluate these situations and who is looming in and opening the doors into you, who is watching, who is really lurking over you. This is also a foreshadow to you doing a lot of healing work when it comes to maybe breaking a lot of chains or bondages when it came to how you look at um, the goddess Lilith specifically, as you focus on your higher calling, your higher self, and things like that. Okay, because I am getting the energy of you also collaborating with Pythia very well for Gemini. And this is not anything negative. This is more so about the dark side of the divine feminine, and how somebody wanted to evoke this energy that you were outcasted. As you, six of wisdom, the situation which, as you transpire into circumstances and things like that, and you see the truth and you learn to awaken, you get a grip, you journey forward, you even go into stories, or engage in things, tell yourself things, or even children around you, or your inner child, even however this works for you, how it works. I feel like it's going hand in hand with someone else's here, if you will. But I'm getting this vibration here that you're going to be whisked away into seeing the casualness of life, in spite of this energy that wanted to keep making you endangered, anxious, like hostile, and so tense, because you're so frustrated there. So you choose to have this relief path that is granted towards you, as source is then encouraging you to step away from the things that don't serve you. Be mindful here of those who are recovering from illness, fever, things like that. This could even be signs and symbols for those natural remedies and things that you have to really already be ready and prepared, as they will work incredibly for what you have going on. Okay. And unfortunately, you may have people around you who are just quite insubordinate on purpose. Okay. And so you may just want to do it yourself because it'll bring you more peace. And maybe that's how they're trying to do things, like trying to be around where they don't need to. Okay. And stagnate things. It's unnecessary. Maybe even causing grief in other areas where it's not needed. Okay. So you have this nine of intelligence in the reverse, and it came right after the fool. Okay. And this lets me know that what's coming in is definitely not wrong for you guys. Okay. Because you had this energy here that came through for you to awaken to all things angelic. Okay. And we see that it is a reset, it is a new day. It is the opportunity here for you to reawaken that sun-like energy, whilst allowing yourself to maneuver through the playful parts of things. And remember that the quantum code for this, Gemini, to for you to awaken to all things angelic is 44, 44, 444. Okay. You may even have a lot of peace when it comes to an alarm system. All right. But nevertheless, I just feel here that there's something about a cause of action, you stepping away from a choice that maybe you used to make that was quite derogatory. And don't get me wrong, I feel like I'm picking up on an energy where you could have recovered from a lot of circumstances that wanted to take you out. Okay. That's the best way to put it here, Gemini. And I feel here that this is going to support you in those areas so that you have courage, especially if you're speaking up and sharing your story, as we do have the highlight here of that optimism, that solar plexus balancing in yellow chakra energy here. It says to optimize or balance the energy of the third or solar plexus chakra. And it has the parentheses of yellow. And it just reiterates and emphasizes that if you would like to use a yellow candle, even like some, like a yellow index card or something like that to write these things down on. Like, if you have some things around you, you can use that. But the code here is 8003011. Okay. And you had that nine of intelligence in the reverse. This is about you healing and recovering, maybe even being more confident that you'll carry that energy for a very long time. The more that you use them and implement these codes throughout your, day, your life, and things like that, it becomes more potent, more powerful. Just so that you're aware, I really want you to know that it's important for you to keep infusing it. You can even use it on water bottles and or like porcelain and things like that with teas, and it helps to keep that energy lasting longer. Especially, I've noticed when I implement honey, or even like my own remedy things that I feel like are serving me best when I'm not feeling my best, even. If I use the quantum codes, I feel like the energy heals me longer. Like I feel like when I'm using honey, it stays in my system longer, or I get the benefits of it longer. Okay. Which may help a lot of you guys as well, because it does last for a very long time too. But if you need that strengthener and things like that, it's there to support you. The nine of intelligence, like I said, being reversed is about you easing your stress, worries, and complications of things. But also, this is saying that there may even be this energy where you shouldn't ignore or have a lapse of judgment, or ignore when you do have signs of brain fog, tension here, maybe even spouts of imposter syndrome, or things that you already know that you have and that you recognize may affect you from time to time. You may even be uncovering or just learning new remedies or ways to handle it, or where it's rooted from or to. Because I feel here that you had this gravitational pull towards something that was like causing or related to strife at the time of the time that this event initially happened for you. And the reason why it's coming up this way is so that you have a preventative measure so that you don't have this, because you may have somebody from back during that time who wanted to make you unprotected. Okay. And so, using this rune in the upright will definitely solidify that protection, especially if you had somebody here who may have even been in your home that caused you uncomfortability. You may need to protect yourself from them. um, at times I use that energy on mirrors a whole lot to protect them too, especially if you're focusing on your perspective and perception of yourself or even others and things like that. You have the Empress coming through here. I love this vibe of you growing a business and focusing on yourself. And it says that the quantum code for this, to cleanse and to balance the chakras, open and heal them, the whole set. Okay, it's 56, 51, 521. Okay. I love this vibration here because this Empress energy is screaming out that how am I going to be my best self if I'm so exhausted taking care of everything that I have to focus on? I matter, okay? And I deserve this for myself. That is an excellent quantum code to call your power in towards you, okay? As you recover here, it's very important that at times our bodies, our souls, our beings scream out, Gemini, for the answer, okay, for the cures and things like that. And sometimes you find it, you receive it, you get it, you receive that miracle. Okay. And that is what this is here. That energy, remember this during that time, because this is specifically going to pick up and carry through. Um, I'm getting here sooner than you thought. Okay. This is giving me February 17th through the 19th. Okay. It doesn't feel like you're up against harsh judgment, but I feel here that you want to be prepared for any scrutiny that may come your way. Because with lungs, breather, taking in, letting go, activity, fresh airing, differences, and holding on, you need that cleanse energy. You need that breath of fresh air. It's reminding me of this remedy that I have been personally using all throughout the winter season. Um, I've just been putting like some healthy peppermints that I found, ones that are like organic, the peppermint canes, into my water bottles. You know, we had some left over and it's legit peppermint. Like it's a really good healthy source where we got ours from. And because of that, I'm able to implement it just in my water. It naturally melts. It doesn't matter. Like you give it a couple of minutes and you have some peppermint water. It cleanses you. And it also welcomes in that energy of prosperity, abundance, love, heart chakra energy, proper guidance here, root chakra, and cleansing, purification, healing the energy. Okay. Also cleansing the throat chakra, the breath. Okay. And helping you with a lot of circumstances that may relate to like dust in a home that you may be clearing through, or clogs, vents, and things like that. Some of you guys, you may have people who help you in nurturing the home or care give with you, tend to things. And you may have had transgressions that have occurred. Either you're planning to contact them back, get back in contact, get reconnected with them, or there's a new union or person that's coming in companionship with you after you check to see if you work well with a person or something like that. Okay, but I feel here that nevertheless, you are also healing and recovering from a lot of situations that may have, you know, caused you to lose control, have sudden shocks and things like that. And you had to recover. Okay, with the King of Strength in the reverse. So I'm also seeing that you're no longer giving your hand or pulling your hand to insubordinate individuals or people here, because you had a lot of people who had too much power, control near and around you. I'm picking up on publishers. I'm picking up on people here who were, I'm getting the name Lolin and Llewellyn. Okay, and these may have been bad assistants or guidances. Like they may have messed up people's stuff and mixed it up with people's names. So like they may have put it under somebody else's name when really they were the culprit to make themselves seem like they didn't do it. Okay, something like that. And whether you knew or you didn't, I just get this vibration here that like there's two individuals that may have been involved in doing this too, not knowing that the other was doing shit too. Okay, so just, you know, be aware if you're like looking through a business thing, because you know, let's say you're a director or something like that, or you have a different approach, you separate yourself in some ways, and you've been like having to deal with a lot of people who wanted to give you like anticlimactic situations all the while. Okay, and you have trivial matters. This gives me the vibration people wanted to intentionally cause you all of this disruption so that you would get distorted enough to not see it like that. Okay, I didn't even see this. The intelligence is here. Okay, um, wizard energy. You have circulation. I like that I stepped back because I felt like this person was trying to cause you stress and mess with your blood flow here. But you have circulation, life, network, flow, motion, depth, hidden essence, intertwined support. You may be collaborating or working with somebody who is connected to the Food Network, or a network program that has a lot of purple, or at some point in time, they had a very prominent purple logo. Okay, that was just coming through here. And I feel that they're, as I was saying for you, Gemini, I was getting that this important individual that you're going to be coming across, they're going to meet you with this positive opportunity. Okay, this could be somebody who is literally on the go, who hires you or contracts you, commissions you, This is going to be really specific. If this person commissions you right on the spot for representation in some way, shape, or form, they're working or maneuvering in this way because they feel as though they cannot put the big man representation down when they're meeting you due to press being around, due to individuals where they are not completely able to put themselves in a predicament of comfortability. And what you need to know with this individual is that they may have something pulmonary related, heart related. It's so personal that they rarely get to share it, but people provoke this area, and you may be having to represent them in an unspoken field, area, or demeanor, and how you operate and knowing how to represent them when you do have to approach or represent. Okay, because it's something very personal. Okay, and it may be something where they might be like, it might be one of those things where they might reply back with a simple yes or no or nod or something like that. Okay, but this is giving that vibration of that. Okay, um, and it could be that they're due or up for like a renewal of something related to the care work there. If they do have to get something, either sedentary or secondary, a follow up or something like that, maybe you're the reminder, or maybe there's something that was supposed to be in their schedule that wasn't. Or like, I'm so serious, but I'm getting that vibration here with that, where it's like there's some extra that's supposed to be happening, and somebody, whether they were there or not, I just feel here that there's going to be some planning that comes about this, and you're going to be able to use the proper things that you know now to plan accordingly, to take the proper action, because you've been supported, Gemini, in a way in which you need to. And it also shows how for you, how for you, how you will need to separate your emotions from others, okay? Because you're a very intuitive sign naturally. You're very gifted when it comes to even numerical values too, and analysis and things like that. Okay, you may even have a specialty when it comes to a medical background, maybe even hair braiding, locking, and things like that. Sizing could be very significant or important. You may have even had a dream where you were confused on like why the color of something seemed a little bit different. And you may have, woken up from this dream recognizing that maybe it wasn't like, let's say you were weaving something, it's not that thread, it's something different, something like that, right? So just know that there's going to be some symbols and symbolism or signals or even creative shows, hair shows, things like that. Like, there's going to be ways for you to go ahead and distinguish what's your problems and what's not your problems, so that you don't feel overwhelmed and hostile, that you're not giving yourself things or matters that aren't yours. Okay. I like that for you because it feels as though there's going to be this energy about you allowing things to loom as you go ahead. You allow things to forge ahead. You build your pathway. You even go and visit some things, or there's going to be some time for you to step away to have some fun, to explore. You're really excited about this. What is this? What is this, Gemini? Oh, the moon. This is how I know you're so excited about this energy, Gemini. You have the moon, right? And this is an aspect for you, for this energy, for you personally though, because that first card came through as more like professional aspects, who you'll come across, who you're meeting, how you'll plan accordingly. And because you're working on how to discern yourself, source has made this extra space for you to go ahead and recognize that this is where you are. Okay, you're focusing not only on what's hidden, but I feel like there's unforeseen things. You're healing with like energy that is really potent, powerful. You have these beautiful yellow citrine like energies. You have amber energy during this month that's really important too. You also have, there's some light jaspers that are really prominent, but I was getting it's more of the ambers, it's more of the citrines. For some of you guys, it could even be snow quartz, quartz in general. Yellow quartz, calcites, okay. This honey healing warmth like energy, some pink and yellows, some pink and oranges and stuff like that, right? All of this to encourage and invoke this reset. I'm also seeing some of you guys being braver when it comes to optimism and your creativity, your nail choice, what you promenade. Also, you're seeing people who have creative inspo that is a bit unique to your own, but you are learning to step away from not getting involved or taking action. It feels like there's something here where you find a way to get involved in your own way. And it works out very fun for you. It helps you so that you can heal and recover the way that you need to, even if it is in the midst of things. Okay. You may be somebody who really does appreciate Neptunian energy during this time because it is allowing you to send that cool fume that people often mistake as parts of fire when it's really like the shadow aspects of like ice casts. Okay. And I really like that dynamic approach for you because not a lot of people really appreciate the aspects or, some of the energy and shifts that the moon can bring because they don't really emphasize its power or get to know it enough. It's just like how the divine feminine feels at times. Although we all embody it, it shows in how the relationship dynamics go, and I'm not just talking about in love, okay? Um, See, this is how I know you guys are really, 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 really interested in the moon and Neptunian. Neptune is the planet that carries the most moons in our galaxy. So we have Moon Goddess here. You're reaching your full potential, feminine, spiritual realms, and radiance. And many moons ago, embrace the wisdom of your past, the past, memories, nostalgia. You could even be appreciating the fact that you're freezing out things that brought distraught memories, pain, trauma. You're vocalizing a lot of those things here. I have to be honest in what I'm seeing because, in spite of how peaceful and ethereal and how all striking, even the beautiful pictures are here, these wonderful goddesses, right? We still know that people have a tendency to want to cast a shadow on the fact that there aren't emotions that they go through, that there aren't things that happen, that that there aren't circumstances that may come up that relate to this, right? But I feel that nevertheless, it does come with you in this particular circumstance in February, having a lot of energy that really wanted to put you in jeopardy in the past few months, okay, Gemini? And I know that I've uncovered and picked up on a few of these things. So I know I'm not the only one who has read on that type of energy. And I know that some of you guys who do remain more consistent in getting readings done, you may have had some people who have told you about this too. So this is about you getting that solar like radiance, that energy that may have even been promised or even affirmed to you during the eclipse. Maybe if even some general readings in a more expansive light or a certain time frame when you would get these blessings. Somebody told you like within, the next 6 months, the next 12 months or something like that. There's something with this energy that comes through for Gemini that you receive, and it may even be in private with the hermit, or it may be one of those things where it's to further carry you along, especially if you're a scholar, if you're somebody here who may have had to step away and now you're getting back into it. It may be a solid investment for somebody that you care for, but I feel like this is more about you recognizing how to disperse something, dividends, okay? Maybe how you're choosing to give something to is going to be extremely important because of prayer work, root work, how it's meant to be, not how it's always been. It feels like you've changed your derivative. Okay, you've moved and you've made a positive choice, whether you saw it or not, because something was going to try to cut you short early. You see how you keep carrying on this life. You keep carrying on in the light, okay, Gemini? And all of the energy that wants to bring out its negativity Even pretending as though it could be you when you're in your shadow aspects and really focusing on coping and self-love, it brings them nothing but misery. Matter of fact, it exposes what we already knew. They will never be your true spirit animal or guide. Although you have an animal spirit on the other side that may be a bit big, a bit creaturey. There's something here with their paws, socks, sassy, clippity, clifty, something with a sassy creature in their name, saucy, okay, scarlet, roulette, okay, Josie, okay. Did Josie have a clicky button? Josie! They fluffing with their clicky button, okay? Nevertheless, there's energies here like this. Maybe you didn't know somebody's, oh, I'm picking, oh, shit. That was a conversation that happened in somebody else's home. That's still, and okay, that's how they be coming through. You've been hearing something and you like, hey, I know I'm not schizo. Quite frankly, I'm very intuitive and things, and I just, it may have even had you pop a pill at some point in time. This is not for everybody, but I am getting here. Calm down around the 24th through the 27th here. It may happen again. Where you get a contact or some form of revelation from an animal who's trying to show you some people that they was saying that they was telling you about when they was back, alive and were there, they're just letting you know, like, that's who that is. That's the other ancestor, intuitive, gifted individual. They're here and stuff. That's the ancestor. That's the other individuals that are assisting. So there was something here where you went to source the most high to get an answer. You were praying to the heavens and things like that. And your ancestors, they said that they found the proper individuals to help and assist. I can't make it up, to guide you with the answer. And it's in a way where you were being discerning and things like that because it's from a lineage of another individual that you do not know, you've never been intimate with, but you do share in some aspects a generation and lineage. Okay. And they were able to find the answer and come back towards you to help and assist and guide you. Maybe you met the king of charisma in the reverse, though. And with the star energy here, okay, they're just saying there's people better than that. Okay. Maybe they were at odds. Okay. But just be mindful here that there's somebody that you're more in alignment with who's seen hope in you, and they are intrigued by the awakenings in which you have, and they're providing you with the answers in the best ways that they can. And so when you get this download, this symbol, maybe even this whisper of something that's really close and endearing, heartfelt, maybe from an animal or someone who is no longer with you, that's more along those lines in some way, because I'm seeing there's some creatures, there's a lot of these things too. But for one of you, and more specific, if you've been praying and you know that this person, they incarnated into an angel, or that they are an angel and things like that, and they come closer, that they like this animal, just be mindful. They may come through and show themselves in that way nearby as they whisper something to you. Okay. But they're going to then show you the miracle. Something's going to get resolved. It's going to happen. There's going to be favor. And then with many moons ago, embrace the wisdom of your past. What's going on here for Gemini? What is this last aspect that they'll need to pay attention to? With some advice as well. The past, memories, nostalgia. What is this for Gemini? Please show me clearly, because I am getting here that as you engage with contact meetings and things like that, as you start to slightly put yourself out there, it's almost like you become vocal, you become potent. People become very mesmerized, engaged in what you do, what you wear, how you dress, how you carry yourself, how you do your hair. Something here about even when you're a little bit messy or something haven't been taught. Okay, like following that. It's like the way that you handle something is like somebody's extremely mesmerized by something that you have going on, what a gift that you have. Some of you guys, it could solely be that you have like a little bit of like extra berry or something on your lip, and it stains it and just really causes a lot of tension in the air. I'm feeling like this energy of sexual tension, even, okay? Like, if you've been digging deep or studying a lot in your bedroom and you have a counterpart or a companion and like that, yes, they think you're extremely mesmerizing and um, they don't, there's something here about them wanting to even be smart as fuck. Okay, they've been even cooking for you and coming and serving you things with like, they're in their Queen of Pentacles. You know how in this, I don't know if you saw it in this deck, but she has on a robe and whatnot. Like she has on her cooking tools and things to make sure that her blouse underneath is straightened up and prim and proper, right? But I'm getting here like somebody showing up, showing out. And it is February, so just be careful. Like if they coming in there, you may turn around and it might be a surprise kind of a in somebody's, areas if you're into that and stuff like that. Somebody, ooh, oh, somebody may be doing the cards a long time. Call me your whore and slap me, call me your slut and hit me with paddles, do butt stuff. Oh, don't do that. Stop hitting me. Ooh, don't do that. Stop hitting me. Ooh, don't stop. Okay. And then they start liking it. Right. Is giving that vibration here. Okay. But I'm just saying that energy here of like you needing to step away from being tumultuously enthralled in things where you don't enjoy life. It's like the life of a libertarian suddenly comes into you because you've had enough and it's been so draining that you recognize where you've even stepped away from a lot of things that would have even helped you when it came to implementing it into your routine. So let's say, for example, you're married, you're energetically inclined with somebody, you're connecting with them, and you're wanting to get the mood back right or adjusted or balanced enough where it doesn't feel like it's one way or the other. Try cinnamon. Okay, I have a cinnamon broom in my room. Okay, cinnamon is in the Bible and it is a very romantic thing that you can do, but it is also a very cleansing and healing thing. It's a very gregarious thing. It attracts wealth, it attracts positivity, it triggers a lot of energy to transforming your life. I'm just going to tell you now. And just be mindful, it's not going to give you that overly rambunctious cinnamon scent that you may be thinking when you think of like a cinnamon candle and things like that. It's totally different, okay? It's way more subdued, all right? And you don't even have to go all out. You can have just little small ones. But I'm getting that vibration. There's tons of things that you can do. You can even light them up and allow it to burn, and that will help too to ignite the passion in the room. Okay, but I'm getting this vibration here that nevertheless, you're going to get things balanced. You're going to be exalted, okay, for how you've defended your premises, your area, who you are. I could be picking up on a divine masculine who is defending maybe their mother, their counterpart, reconfiguring their life. It's something with that energy, okay? But I feel like you could even be applauding a person that steps up to the role or something like that, okay? I'm also getting this energy where it's a little bit beyond swooning. You see where somebody's really well prepared, they're taking their life seriously, they're well aspected. They're it's not about grinding your gears, it's thriving your gears. It's thriving your peers too, being in that energy, right? Because like attracts like. So I feel here that you're also going to be, very magnetic and very persuasive in the best way, towards your colleagues and peers and things like that. And it's going to carry over where it needs to, where it's best for you. Gemini, those were your messages. I did not want to hold you up too long. If this message did resonate with you, please thumbs up the video, comment down below, share and subscribe. I would love to read for your energy. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Love and light to you. Blessings. Happy holidays yet again. Blessings. Take care.